I don't know what to think, because that game was less predictable than people's appearances on this stream. So I'm just not sure what kind of form we're going to see into Team 1. Those blistering T sides really could present a threat here, and they're going to come in, they're going to pressure Shake Zula early on. The Bad News Bears, that's one of those victories where you don't quite feel good about it. You just feel relieved. Right. So, let's see if they can get some of those positive emotions flowing here, because they're going to need them. Swisher, playing with the doors. Trying to invite them in for a peek. Trying to invite them in for a look-see. Lots of bodies here, and here's going to be the engagement. Swisher will catch the first. He's looking for more as well. Looking to hunt this, looking to fight this on through. Well, they don't quite have it yet. They're flirting with disaster, popping those doors every which way. It has been slow back in for the Bad News Bears, but here come the kills. And it's not too late. It's not too late at all. 4 players stay alive. Team 1 held them at bay, but only for a moment.
That was a great job by the Bad News Bears to attract all the attention towards the double doors, giving Spongy a chance to come in and sneak on through that squeaky door from Decon and do the damage with a couple of frags. Swisher, though, this is a wicked shot to open things up. Not the easiest one to get either. And then even harder is this one entering onto a retake. So, alrighty. Bad News Bears get that 1-0 lead. The good news for Team 1, they got the bomb plant. That means they can get some AKs up and running. Mobs and Pace are going to be rocking those. PRT settles for the Galil. And then you have, of course, XNS on the Deagle. Only one player on a pistol, though, because Maluke's got that scout in his hand. So very winnable here for Team 1. And the Bad News Bears, well, they're ready to win. They got a couple of rifles of their own. And Swish is going to use one already to get Maluke. But the trade from Malbs Jr. towards Big Garage. Now going to fall back towards CT. Maybe have a peek again. There he goes.
Ooh. XNS! Oh, it's Junior who lines it up instead. One got downright dangerous. Junior trying to connect more, but they know they've got him pretty isolated here. How does he want to play with this? He wants to play with it to his death. Tried to get the headshot. Love the tiny angles he was attempting to take, but Team 1 were wary to it. Now it's an even number situation, but weaponry distinctly favoring the Brazilian squad. Spongy's got the 1 rifle remaining for the Bad News Bears. He's going to need to put it to great effect, and he's got a lot of responsibility here behind the cooling towers. Doesn't have a lot of support either. There is a player tucked by the squeaky door, but Beebles is not going to be able to help him much. Team 1, I think, are playing this very well to pinch on in towards the site.
Well,
are they eating the kit? What's he trying to do there? Now they're letting so much time go off the clock. 30 seconds. Now the push comes in towards Hell. They may have missed their window. They may have missed their moment. The MP9 chases one back. They've got to go. They don't have options about this. They're going to come over the lip, and Spongy, he finds the first. The second as well. Bomb drop. That could be it. That could be it, and Spongy takes all 3. Team 1, it seemed like they were going to pinch into sight, but for whatever reason, they decided to back off of the mini approach and just all go in from heaven.
Yeah, I was going to say, as you mentioned that, I looked at the time on the clock and said, okay, well, you got to make your move now, and then they didn't. And after that, they just ran out of time to make this push. I mean, when you're up against it with 18 seconds left, you make a more rushed play, you don't take your time, and that gives Spongy the edge in that situation, which is why he gets that 3K, and he's up to 5-0 as a result. Team 1, well, the AKs, the Leals, they don't work out. So now they're back to the pistols. 2 Deagles, 2 P250s, and the Glock. No utility, no body armor. Charge right in towards lobby. That's a great smoke thrown by the Bad News Bears. Shake tossing that forward, and it isolates Team 1 back towards lobby because they cannot push through that. They know that Shake is waiting with that MP9. Oh. Yeah, that would be nice.
Oh. PIT. Nice kill there. Wins out a duel against a rifle. Junior, a little bit of a fumble. Could put them in a rough situation. Could be rough. But they've got a dynamic duo here in Mini. So they're going to be able to police outside, play back in. Once these smokes fade, these could get dangerous. Beebles has come all in. They're playing the buddy system. They don't want to get just run over. It almost feels like Beebles wants to get aggressive. What's going on here? Swisher's collected outside. That's the first player down. Here comes the hit. That's the bomb delivered, and they will shut it on down. So Junior is the only casualty of the round. It seemed like a moment where things might get risky, but Bad News Bears partnering up. They do see this one through.
Now's where it gets interesting, of course, as Team 1 are onto the rifles. AKs across the board, full utility. They can make a proper execute. Let's see where they send it. We got 2 players going to lobby, and it looks like they want to make noise. They want to throw the wall of smokes towards outer yard. Let's just try to bait some presence from the Bad News Bear. The actual hit, it's coming to A, and XNS walks in and gets 2 like it's nothing. Spongy, the last one standing, does get 1, needs a second, can't get it. PRT drops him. That's a 4v2, and that's the round likely signed, sealed, and delivered by Team 1.
Should just about be, and the economy hasn't had a chance to really blossom, so there's even an argument to say the op in particular valuable, but Sheikh Zula with the MP9. Look, if you're not going to go for it, it's time to get the heck out of Dodge. Those nades certainly making an even riskier prospect, and Junior's tucked into the big garage, so he's not risking this. Sheikh Zula presumably done as well. There's a player hell. Luke could really make their lives difficult, but he's not going to press on forward. He's clearing out the orange box instead, trying to hunt for these guns. And that is going to be the Bad News Bears conceding 1 round, but admittedly it was a bit bonus. So provided they can get an investment going in this next, it shouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, Spongy did a pretty decent job trying to hold the fort. He was just overloaded. Great execute by Team 1. They went for the quick hit, and it worked out. Will it work again? I'm not too sure. You know, once you kind of spend that strat out of your book, and the CT start to expect it. Bad News Bear is going to call a timeout. They want to talk things over here, Mike, and it looks like they've invested into the round with 2 MP9s, the M4, the A1S, and the AWP, and Peepo.
This is like a Peepo screensaver?
Yeah.
Peepo DVD bounce?
I want him to hit the corner now.
Let's see. Is he going to bounce?
Come on.
Or is he just going to keep going? Ah, yes. Peepo screensaver. All right. Perfect. When my grandparents for a long time had a really old Apple computer. I don't remember what exactly it was. Old Macintosh. And it had a screensaver with, it was fish in an aquarium. And then occasionally, like fish would just, occasionally a toaster with wings would fly across. Very, very, very occasionally. Oh.
Sorry, Mike. I was just waiting for him to hit the corner there. So.
Never going to hit the corner, man. Never going to hit the corner. If he hits the corner, the stream just ends. Zula getting aggressive with this MP9, but utility in is going to come back. And they're going to throw their own flash. That's 1. Almost a second. So much damage done. Malbs. Molly comes in. He's done for, but it doesn't go deep. It doesn't go deep. And Malbs, at least for now, is not cowed. But that nade will put the finishing blow on. He was so low. So low. The PRTs walked in many. No one's watching outside. No one had responsibility for this. They were completely distracted coming back through, and this is a problem. Swisher now coming in to enforce a little bit of order. How did he manage to just walk in? Maluk in a 1v2. Trying to bring this back through, even if he just does damage. It's so rough already for the Bad News Bears. And he's looking to creep his way on down in towards Secret. No one's watching this. They're both tucked up in. There's going to be the peek and the shots. But the shot does not connect, and he's down. He's down with a chance to make some noise because they're going to be a little slow to rotate. Here comes the maneuver. And actually, someone's already posted up. It's Junior. With that off. As Maluk emerges, he will be dead to rights. Junior not missing that one, given his second opportunity. And that is going to be the Bad News Bears to find 4.
Great hold by the Bad News Bears. That nade helping out, of course. And then B-Wills locking it down onto that A site. Good recovery from Swisher, of course, because, you know, there was a lot of damage done by Team 1 onto that A site. But he is on it. Of course, he's able to secure it as it's 4-1 in favor of the Bad News Bears, and timeout called by Team 1. That round victory isolated, and their economy actually not too shabby. You know, they were able to build up a little bit, so they should be able to buy up the AKs here, no problem. PRT will have to settle for a Galil, but everyone else will be on the AK-47. On the Bad News Bears, well, they only have a couple of players left to buy up, and they will certainly be okay as well. Like
Malbs' glasses. It's a good look. I don't feel like I can't. I don't think I can rock the circle frames. I don't think they look good for me, but I like them. I think they look good for most.
Yeah.
It's all about face shape. I guess.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. It really does.
See, I've got a huge head. My head is just massive. So I have to, whenever I like buy glasses, I have to get wide fit frames. And I feel like the chonkier frames look good for me.
I feel like your head is massive, Mike. I'm just gonna be honest there.
You'd be surprised. Just trust me. When I like put on a hat, gotta just, you know, a ball cap. If someone else has been wearing it, just take it out to its maximum.
Really?
Yeah, I got a big head.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
I actually so there's an online glasses ordering site that I use, and I cannot wear anything lower than their wide frames or extra wide frames. My head just too fat.
Look at PRT.
Oh my god, he's got so much control. He knows the player's here. He wants to, though. He's gained all this ground. He hears the player next to him. He hears the player next. Oh.
I like this play so much.
What? What? There's no way they expect it. He's got to.
He's gonna wait for the push.
Oh, and he's got it. He's got it as well. Now they've got the site for free. This bomb's going down. PRT, the patient play, doesn't even strike till he's seen his next set of players, and Swisher even gets collective because, of course, PRT will have calmed this. Such a beautiful maneuver for PRT, and Team 1 take the round as a result. He's gotten so far forward, and just the trigger discipline, man. It's incredible.
That's fantastic. So many players be tempted to say, you know what, I need to get this frag. It'll look bad if I don't. But at the end of the day, it's about the long game. And man, did PRT play it well. Snuck right into heaven, waited until his team was in a position to strike, and then took down both players, making the bomb plant easy peasy lemon squeezy. Shake and Junior, last two standing, and Junior does hit a tough shot on X&S up close and personal. A lot of bomb plant damage, bomb explosion damage taken by the Bad News Bears, but they still keep 2 out of that round. This was just wow.
I mean, the kills are good, but it's the maneuver to get them.
Yes.
It's just incredible. Incroyable. Just nuts. Bonkers. The mind, it baffles. It's going to be an investment into this round. There was a double eco for several players, so they're going to risk it for the biscuit in this one. Why not? They've got the 2 guns to build around. Try and keep Team 1 off of their backs. Oh, B-Wills might have had a chance. Would have had a fight for sure, and he backs away from it. And instead, they swing on out. Opportunity missed. It knocked. Spongy is overwhelmed. Swisher down as well. This round's over. Shakezula and Junior likely just going to set up to save once more. Nothing doing, nothing showing into this one. And I mean, that initial drop from the hut was just so unfortunately timed for B-Wills. Wasn't prepared at all for the play through Squeaky, and Team 1 hit the accelerator when Bad News Bears least expect it.
Now, this is great news for Team 1. Bad News Bears were up 4-1. They really could have started to tack on those CT rounds, but Team 1 get a big maneuver from PRT to take that previous one in here while they just go on into the site. Now things run their way. Junior is going to get a couple here, so he's making the round expensive for Team 1, who are continuing to chase. They know how valuable these guns are for the Bad News Bears, but they are not giving them up without a fight. Junior spot out X&S here, but no. Bad News Bears save the 2 rifles, and, well, I mean, Team 1, they do win the round, and they will be able to buy up again here. It was more expensive for them than it was for the Bears.
Minimal investment into this one. Obviously, you're just going to put some little utility maybe around the 2 guns that you got. See what you can't do. Swisher picks up Deeg. See if they can yield anything out of this one. Oh my goodness. What a bold play with your 1 rifle. Xula committed as well, and it's just not going to work out. Team 1 goes straight into the fire. Junior not expecting everybody to be around that squeaky door. And this will be the round claimed by Team 1. Swisher even with a nade at his feet to add insult to injury and minimize any possible chance he would have had at taking this through.
That's just unlucky. You go for the aggressive play, and then everyone is literally waiting for you as you open the door. Swisher's fully blinded, and yeah, X&S easily gets the quad kill. He's up to 9, and Team 1 have tied this one up at 4. PRT, yeah, see him there, dropping Shake Zula, and it's just easy peasy for Team 1 after they take down the big green gun in Junior's hands. Timeout going to be called by the Bad News Bears. They're reeling a little bit, losing 3 rounds in a row, but that was just an eco, and now they'll be back to more than likely a buy-up with the A1Ss, and even Junior can afford the big green with the body armor. Might be a little light on utility, but still, that green, big green gun's more important to have in your hands. Team 1 making the push on their T side. We've talked about it many times before, Mike, but on Nuke, T side, 6 rounds is really that sweet spot that you want to hit.
Yep.
5's good, but 6 is just great.
It's not bad. I lose stickers on the AK here from all.
There's a gap in that smoke.
It's a small one, yeah. I think if Junior was down on ground level, maybe he would have been able to spot an ankle. But as it is, PRT does get down. I think that might... I don't think there's that much of a gap, actually.
I think they saw them because there was spam coming through as soon as the player crossed. So I'm pretty sure one player was at least seen going into secret, and that's PRT. Or perhaps just heard. Either way.
Something happened there. An inkling. The hair stood up on one of the player's arms. I knew. It pointed the direction. Spidey sense. Do you think Spidey sense would translate into a digital video game? Probably not, right? I think it has to be present danger to the possessor of the Spidey sense.
But is it technically not? What? Maybe in VR, huh?
Yeah. There you go. But then how would it work in VR, right? Because it wouldn't be able to actually detect. I mean, I'm not clear how it's supposed to work in the comics either. That's magic. Pasadelo is going to magically acquire himself an opening pick. No Spidey sense required. They're trying to push in to fight him, and they will succeed. Nicely done to chase that. Still, the hit's coming in towards A, and B-Wills will have to hold the line out of the hut. He keeps just popping on, out, and collecting kills. Big effort from B-Wills to make this possible for his teammates, but they're going to have to mount a retake. Junior's clearing back into that hut. Where is Shake Zula going? It's always been this tandem because they're stuck on towards lower most of the time. They've got that responsibility being the ramp players, but a fight on into hut comes to them, and Maluk does more. He was expecting Junior to be repositioning, to be unscoped, to be something, and it does not work out. The chase to try and net that kill, it falters them. It's going to be the round found for the Bad News Bears. Keep themselves in the lead. A massive play from Junior as well.
But why do it? Why go for it? You have two players. I mean, look, I know you have an answer, Mike, but my opinion personally is that they should have just hung back a little bit, waited for Junior to come to them, because the op entering from hut is a lot less dangerous than walking into their crosshair, pushing out of hut.
So, to be fair, they didn't know Junior was there, so I think they were probably trying to establish lobby as a point of control to play the post. But, what I will say is, you mean once the first player goes down?
Yeah. I
think the logic there from Luke is he needs to kill one player to be able to play the 1v2, and he knows one is isolated. I don't think it's necessarily the correct read. Obviously, it doesn't work out for him. But there's a logic to it.
I get it.
Especially if with an opera, you know, if he's chambering around, if he's swinging around to look for Squeaky or something like that, there's always that possibility. But Junior does not flinch at all.
No, he's too good.
X&S out. X&S dead. B-Will's having a good couple of rounds here. And this time he stays alive as well. Swisher will burn, but he'll get himself a kill. And there's the bomb. Spongie's up the vent in the meanwhile. And there's a player up in the rafters. That player is Junior. All onto PRT now. PRT is going to try and pull off this play again, and somehow I don't think they're going to let him pull this one twice. But he's got pretty far. Coming into heaven now. Look, Shake Zula's watching for the wrap to come back in from ramp, so maybe they're wary of this.
Yeah,
B-Wills is watching it, but B-Wills is still going to drop PRT. Doing some damage here, 30 seconds. Round, not necessarily a possibility, especially with 1 point of health, and down he goes. An op bullet onto a 1 HP player just demolishes him.
Alrighty, so the Bad News Bears build off of that nice retake, or perhaps gifted retake, whichever way you want to look at it, and they get another round off of it, 6-4, and they force Team 1 onto a pistol buy-up. 2 Deagles, 2 Tech 9s, and the Glock. Bad News Bears looking to make it 7. And they got the double op setup. Sheikh Zula likely in B ramp with that AWP, and he absolutely is. Could get the opener. That's actually Junior, and Sheikh misses his chance at the shot, but he has the information and wisely falls off of that position, throws the smoke to guise his retreat, and Maluk's going to try charging on forward towards Hell, but Junior has Hell to deliver towards them with 2 frags to his name, and Pesa and Mobs, well, they're not going to challenge Junior any further. I think they've had enough of his op at this point.
Yeah, to say the least. Swisher. Gonna collect 2 nice, easy kills down towards lower, and the Bad News Bears have now started to establish this as a serious CT defense. Junior is finding every possible edge around that smoke and making it work for him. He has distinctly warmed up into this match. 14-3 now, John.
Yeah, he had a good Ancient, though, I have to say. It was a vast improvement over pretty much every other map that we've seen him on. So that's great.
We'll see if he can keep up this fine form on Nuke. Certainly looking that way. Nade could be chonky. Just catching space as he makes his way through, and that flashbang is so good. But Pace is a little isolated from his teammates, and as they try and chase on in, they're losing the exchanges. They're losing this trade battle even further as Spongy takes a fight with the player in hot. Mobs making some noise, but look at the health. Look at the health. It's abysmal. Junior's just got the pistol. Is he going to realize the player's across? Oh, he got the first, but he doesn't know the others behind him. Mobs has a chance at this round.
What?
He's choosing wrong. He's going towards lower, and Sheikh Zula has read this like a book. Tech 9, all that's required of him, and there's going to be the shot, and there's going to be the kill. Sheikh's got it. The spam to let him know. Oh my, that exchange in Squeaky was insane. Junior had no idea Mobs had slipped right past him.
Oh, man. Mobs, ever the sneaky one. He finds a way, at least to get 2, but at the end of the day, it's Sheikh reading him, as you mentioned, aptly, like a book. Alrighty, the Bad News Bears at least going to secure a lead heading into this second half with the 8 rounds picked up, and Team 1 again relegated down to pistols only. 3 Tech 9s, the P50 and the Deagle. They're trying to put this quick hit onto the A side. B-Will's aware of it. He gets 1, but Mobs the immediate trade with that Desert Eagle. B-Will's waiting for more action as Spongy connects with the HE grenade, but it's Mobs! Finds another one. Pace has also got the information. He snuck through. Mike is going for the knife. Oh. And he finds on Junior. Picks up the op instantaneously. Flashbang thrown. Team 1 have put a spanner into the works. Sheikh does manage to calm things down a little bit. But Team 1 have managed to make their way to this B site. Oh my goodness. That is the second time Team 1's been able to sneak on through.
What is this round? What is this round? It's madness. Madness incarnate. Pesa now by the shutters. Okay, Sheikh Zula is going to open the double doors here in just a moment. Oh, timing. Might work out. The X-ray, though, is not something he can see, and now he opens it, but it's a little too late. The repositioning's already come through. The Tech 9, though, not good for it. They will eventually deal with him. Now they're going to get a smoke on towards that bomb. It's an op to watch, but they just need to get that tap on in, and Sheikh Zula will get the kill even better. Is there time? There is. Just barely, but it's enough. 9 rounds found. Team 1 nearly completely upset the apple cart in that one.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, they deserved it. Because that was a heck of a play again by Pesa to sneak on through. Finds a knife, builds up a ton of money in his bank account at the very least, sitting at 7.2K. And Team 1, well, they're going to call a timeout to talk things over because I think they felt like they should have gotten that one. And there were a few shots missed that perhaps should have connected in the post plant. That said, the Bad News Bears do move up to 9. They're trying to get to double digits on their CT side. Oh boy, that was very spicy though.
It was. It was indeed. My goodness, I'm still recovering from it.
Yeah.
Knives in. Still, the money made is nice. Pesa, despite being fully bought in here, almost fully bought in. Missing one nade. Actually want it. He got 2K to spare. Apparently, he doesn't want that last nade. Oh! That'll wake you up, chat. Started to doze off. Hippo. Lurking. He's gonna get down the van. Eventually, Pesa finds it. Eventually, finds the space. Always a little awkward when you get lost in the smoke. And Maluk with an opener. Okay, all right. Op's been quiet, to say the least. It hasn't been Maluk's game just yet, but that could be a big pick for them. It brings out Swisher as well, the frequent mini player. Shizul's positioned down towards lower. Junior with responsibility of ramp, already starting to float on down, and there's heavy presence outside. It is interesting that the Bad News Bears have not necessarily threatened outside as often as you would expect. Like not much outside aggression from them coming through.
But I mean, it has worked out for them.
Oh, the spot. Shigzula knows. Shigzula knows, and that's going to be the kill taken through. So Pesadelo now cannot group up with his team. They're all coming down, but they've only got the one prong. There is no man behind enemy lines. It's a dangerous position to be behind enemy lines. Sometimes those lines close.
I mean, you have PRT watching your flank right now.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps he could do some damage if the Bad News Bears rotate from outside, but I think he needs to help out on this push for Team 1 so they can get on in here because Sheikh Zula is watching, ready, and waiting with the A1S. Smoke comes through, but he can just rotate around from Silo. He gets one on Mobs, hugs the edge of the smoke, and finally does go down, but Junior's ready and waiting. He gets the op frag. Bomb gonna get planted. Man advantage for the Bad News Bears, and here's where PRT comes in.
This is kind of out of positioning, so it's just kind of like they're playing the same spot. They both come into decon despite all that lurking. Didn't actually get him behind anyone. Might as well have been the same thing. Look at the face. Maluk trying to pepper out a shot, but they might just start to get on the defuse. That's exactly what they're going to do. Smoke to obscure it. Here they're going to start to tap. Maluk makes the play, but he's got the lineup. He does indeed. Now it's all onto Maluk, and once again, he's just going to try and make that lineup happen. Oh, he finds one. Does he think he has the planter? He does. Is that enough time?
I don't know.
I think it is. No? No. Just literally half a second. Half a second there. Maluk tried his best, railing shots through the smoke, trying to keep them in this. He opened it up, and he just nearly clutched it, but it's double digits instead for the Bad News Bears.
Every single frag in that round from Maluk through a smoke. I mean, unbelievable. He almost got that last one too. Some excellent movement, but Spongy just aware enough to spray him down. Oh boy. Team 1 cannot crack 4 rounds in this half. Bad News Bears up to double digits. It's the last chance for the Brazilian squad, at least in this half. Junior, loose it on top of that roof. That's the big garage, and he hits the head of PRT. That is not an easy shot, but Junior will make it work to give his team the early man advantage. And now Team 1, you see Mobs, he falls off of that. He knows there's not enough presence towards outer yard to give him a chance to take down Junior.
Smoke's going to come down for outside. This time, Junior's going to get aggressive ahead of them. This is a change-up pitch. We really haven't seen this. They've been given their space here. And you can see Mobs comes around the corner with utility. They're not expecting red box aggression at all. Swisher's even down below the silo, down below in the shadow of the Schmallow. So now they've got complete outside control. They've completely denied this. There's nothing that Team 1 can hope to do except rip Sheikh Zula's head from his shoulders. Okay, Maluk. Okay. On in he goes. It's now going to be majorly problematic. Junior does get a trade, but he's down immediately. Still an advantage for the Bad News Bears. Doors open. That's awkward. Trying to turn around. Spongy can't find it. It's going to be left to Swisher and B-Wills to attempt to recover this round. A lot of noise being made here. Makes it looking like he wants this fight. As soon as this door opens, he's going to be right in their face. Swisher. Through, but the back is turned. They don't realize the player's in control. What is this? Molly forces him to come back around. Pesa will have to fight for the double doors. Now he's going to drop the Molotov, but they were already on. Does this spread to cover the bomb? I actually don't think it does. No, they're going to get that defuse. What did that Molly do?
I think he just missed the mark.
Unfortunate they're trying to do it so quick. That's going to be an 11-4 as we head into the halftime break. Obviously, when you're in that double doors, you're trying to throw the Molotov, right? You got to be super quick about it because you know if you leave that door open too long or if you stay out, you're going to die. And just in that quick toss, it goes awry. It doesn't deny the space, and the Bad News Bears have it. So a dominant CT showing from them, a strong defense. It's not great for Team 1, but they're no strangers to the comeback here, John.
I just love the way Swisher played that, though. He threw the flashbang on the run to kind of, I guess, guise the footsteps a little bit, enough, of course, so that they couldn't realize where he actually ended up, and they walked back turn, towards observation, and he managed to deal the killing blow at the end of the day. So, good job by the Bad News Bears, 11-4 half on their CT side. That is exactly what you want to do on Nuke.
It certainly is. It certainly is, and it's a good way to put the shall we say, memory of the almost comeback on Ancient out of your mind to be like, okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. We almost choked that. We didn't choke that. Now we got Nuke, and clearly Nuke is playing out to plan. Now, it's just a question of whether they're going to be able to get those rounds on the T side, right?
Oh,
Team 1.
Yes, it is.
Trying to rock on through as the Peepo screensaver has come back up. Peepo saver. Or is it Screen Peepo? Screen Peepo or Peepo saver?
I think Screen Peepo.
Screen Peepo.
But let's see.
What does chat think?
There's no corner coming in here. I'm disappointed.
It's not happening. You don't have the
Not even
geometry.
close.
Not even close. I mean, eventually you'll find a corner, presumably.
Yes. Just not now.
Not now. Not here, not now.
Bad News Bears going out aggressively here, though, Mike. They're on to the A side already. Good flashbang thrown. Mobs gets overloaded. XNS as well. Maluk does manage to get one. Can't get anything else, though. And the Bad News Bears storm on through. Bomb going to be planted. This is almost certainly going to be a 12th round because CASA doesn't really have much visibility onto the site. PRT neither. They will group up together. They have to isolate 1v1s, though, and ensure a trade comes through. There's one. CASA dropping Swisher. Can he get more than that? Trying to clear out all the angles. They don't have the kit either, so they have to hurry up. That missed shot could cost them, and it does. Shake gets one. Pace has to reload, and he will go down to Shake as well. The BM is flying forward here from the Bad News Bears as they get their 12th mic.
There you go. 12 rounds on the board for the Bad News Bears. A big pistol round win, and this is their second pistol of the game as well. So things could not really be playing out better for the Bad News Bears to set them up to take this. SMG's out. Return of the Mac. 3 of them, actually. Many Macs. You know, that's when Bad News Bears are going to start their music career. They'll have Mac Moores.
Oh boy, Mike.
Yeah, that was a stretch.
A little bit.
That was a Mr. Fantastic level stretch. Here they go. There's one player outside here by the red box. Pesadelo. Trying to take this fight. He might find the flank. Going through the smoke. Timing's everything. Knifes out! Oh, he's been knifed! And the trade is there. Junior. Just started swinging. He knew he was a dead man. Had to try and get a little stab in there. Oh, with his pants around his ankles. He will get on with the scout. There's a second one as well. Well done for the scout of Maluk, but the problem is nobody's left to capitalize. My goodness. Those were some very nice tags, but they're not going to be able to do anything with them. They'll have to back away and try and save. We will save Maluk with a scout. Tends to be pretty darn dangerous.
Oh boy. Well, makes sense for team. Oh my goodness, Swisher. Settle down, sir. Takes the head off of Maluk through the box, and he will get the last one too. There you go. The Swishmeister getting a 3K there, ensuring no save will come through at all for Team 1. This was crazy, honestly. CASA coming through the smoke. Junior's just like, I don't know what to do. This is not what I expected. And, well, at the end of the day, Bad News Bears still win it. Seems like Junior is always getting into those awkward situations, doesn't it?
It does. This map, at least, not so many awkward situations. He's 20-9.
Yeah.
20 kills through 17 rounds. This time he's rocking the rifle as well. Going to blow the squeaky door. Ooh, PRT out in the open. He is done right away. First sacrifice.
Oh,
Okay, a little bit of danger, a little bit of damage. Certainly it's time to be a bit less cavalier about your approach. Malbs has a deagle as well. It is Malbs with a deagle. Always a threat. Group up towards mini. There's a gap in this mini smoke that Maluk is trying to exploit, but no one's giving him the open for it. Okay, there it is. There it is. He realized the player was boosted up over the control. Sorry, not control. The cooling tower panel. Words, they fail me sometimes. Molly to try and force him out. That's been salvaged. They've got a rifle now. They're battling this in. They don't have the time, and there's the lineup from the hut. Junior capitalizes. And while that may not have been as pretty as it should have been, the Bad News Bears still find round 14.
Wow. This is a dominant performance from the Bad News Bears. That said, Team 1 are going to be on their first rifle buy-up of this second half. They got 4 A1Ss and the big green in the hands of Maluk. Junior already going to line up the smoke to be thrown to the outer yard. Not sure if the Bad News Bears are going to do anything off of it, but they do have Shake on top of Marshmallow having a peek. Certainly want to give Team 1 something to think about at the very least. And XNS is going to spam on through this smoke into Squeaky Door. There's that wall of smokes being thrown. And I do believe that's the wall of smokes between Mini and Big Garage. It is. That gives a little more space to maneuver. And Jake Zula gonna be hugging up close. CASA sees over top of it though and takes down Swisher. Trade comes through. Good heads up play by B Wills.
It's always a risk when your position's been known to go on top of that garage roof, right? That's such a tough spot to not have be a one and done. Going back up there is bold, to say the least. Now, to be fair to Team 1, bold moves right now, so you can't blame him too much. Good shot. Ripper, but now he's being pressured. Does he want to go for another swing? He does, and he's good for it. Oh, just playing the crack there. Maluk might just have given them a chance at this round. Junior and Sheikh Zula will try and bring it back and whack. If they could just do some economic damage, it wouldn't be the worst. But a chance at the round is slipping away. Junior has the bomb. It's outside here. What a shot. Looking for more. Surviving for now. The threat comes from Mini. Down lower. If he can work his way. That's a secret. Some of this round gets interesting. Sheikh Zula's gone all the way through to ramp. Malbs is watching for it. Where does he have this read? Sheikh Zula's now made footsteps. Now he definitely has this read. Malbs ready for it every day of the week. He's going to get the knife. Knife? No, it just goes for the kill. Thinks better of it. 5 seconds left. Junior's not going to be able to win the round, but he just might be able to save this AK. And indeed, he gets a little AWP upgrade.
I guess Malbs might have been waiting for time to run out on the round. And then I would have punished Shake even more. But instead, goes for the frag and gets traded out by Junior. That said, Team 1, good defense. The rifles come through. And they find themselves a 5th. Still going to be a very tall hill to climb. But like you always say, Mike, I think it's one step. I can't think of it right now. You know,
Journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
There we go. My brain is very tired, but that was
a quote from the fantastic game Pharaoh. Wonderful.
Here we go.
Timeout called by the Bad News Bears. Peepo Saver back up. Oh man, I have been replaying Pharaoh actually because I found out that there's a port on Steam, and here's the thing about old games is they're hard, man. They don't hold your hand in the way that a lot of games do now. Like, this is an old city builder, and once you get through the first few missions where they're like teaching you what to do, the missions get hard. Like, you usually fail at one time before you can figure things out at minimum. It's tough.
It is. They're very difficult. There's no doubt about it. I kind of like that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Players figure it out themselves. It doesn't.
You feel legitimately accomplished when you succeed.
Yes. Give them the tools and let them go forth and find their way. Look at the damage taken early on here by the Bad News Bears. Great work by Team 1 to hold them at bay. Shake down to 14. Junior below half health, and Swisher at 75. Bad News Bears going to try to take outer once more. They will get that wall of smokes thrown. It's pretty effective. So they'll be able to move their way into secret, at least Shake will. And despite the fact that they have low HP, still all 5 players standing.
Yonya looking to find this fight outside. Maluk is tucked in by the blue boxes, over by spawn. Actually, it's an orange box. I misread the color of this box. He's going to have a target presented to him. Swisher completely isolated as well, so no one can follow that up. No one can make a trade there. He's going to knock a couple low. Only one. Good turn from B-Wills. Figures out where the player actually was rather quickly. This bomb's going down. 22 seconds to spare. But do they have the healthy players still to defend this? It will try. It will be challenging. Junior posted up. He could start to drop the bodies as they come around, but he's wary about his flank, and he'll come off the angle at the wrong time. That's when they come through. Spongy connects with the AK. They need Junior to make his presence felt, and he's going to do exactly that. Spongy from the rat hole. He's going to be able to nail through the shot. What on earth? What a play. Spongy and Junior, it looked like they were out of position. It looked like that was going to be a rough effort, but they just instantly turn it on its head, instantly bring it back and whack to secure map and series point for the Bad News Bears. Playoff point. One more round of the next 10, and the Bad News Bears are our final playoff team here. Ibuypower Mythic Masters. They'll punch their ticket in for a chance to share of the $100,000 prize.
This is just really impressive. Junior is going to get the opener here on X&S for his squad, but CASA trades it right on back, so the man advantage in favor of Team 1. Only briefly, Shake and Swisher come through and get a couple. This one could be over right here, right now. CASA tagged through the smoke, but Luke is gone. It's all up to Pesadillo. 46 HP and AK in his hands to keep his team alive and kicking here in the Ibuypower Mythic Masters. Otherwise, the Bad News Bears are bound for a date with the Party Astronauts in the playoffs as the bomb goes down here, Mike.
It's actually a $50,000 prize. I got a little excited there. But it is still a massive pool of money, and Sheikh Zula wants his share of it. He wants that cash. He wants that round. He wants that win. They will be propelled straight into the playoffs. The Bad News Bears, it was a battle.